Ok, entonces ahí comenzamos. Le saludamos, dijimos hijitas y hijos de Dios del mundo entero. Aquí está Maikito Biuto con su mamá, Vilmita inteligente. No le voy a decir Biuta qué va a hacer. Y aquí vamos a hacer un locro de papa.
Papa de Ecuador.
De Ecuador, con mucho amor. Y un poquito de enfermitos, pero seguimos con la mano de Dios, ¿verdad?
Sí, seguimos para adelante con Cristo.
Para adelante con Cristo.
Sí,
Entonces
pero...
voy a enseñar los ingredientes, que aquí están las papas ya cortadas.
Y
aquí
el sofrito, aquí el sofrito.
Un sofrito. Y
este repollo.
Repollo cortado. Y también
Maíz.
el maíz.
Maíz, para la sopa.
Para la sopita rica. Pues ahorita...
En el Ecuador hacen sin maíz, pero yo lo hago aquí con maicito.
Que a la familia le gusta.
Sí, la familia le gusta, toda la familia.
Entonces, what I said was daughters and sons of God. I'm here with my mother, Vilma Mora, and my name is Michael. And we're making a soup from Ecuador. It's called Locro de Papa, and it's a cheese soup. Actually, we didn't show the cheese, but we do have mozzarella cheese that we're going to include. And right now what my mother's doing is she cut the potatoes already, and she's going to fry them a little bit with sofrito. And we have the cabbage already cut, and we have the corn. My mother said that in Ecuador it's common not to put corn in it, but here we like it with corn, so we add corn. So it's something you can add if you want. If you don't want to add it, don't add it. And yeah, so I said the mozzarella cheese, but we also so she's cooking them a little bit in a pot. You know, make sure the pot's clean and rinsed. My mother always taught me to make sure that we clean it. And so that's gonna cook for a little bit. And now she's putting the agua. She's putting the water in another pot so she can add it to the potatoes. ¿Y qué tiene el sofrito?
Cebolla, pimiento, celery, apio. Es un sofrito que le hago y sí.
So she blends onions, peppers, and celery.
Tomate, le pongo de
tomato,
todo.
And peppers, yep, green peppers, and she blends them so that they can add flavor to the soup. That's the base of it. So what my father, my mother do is they take you see how the little frozen cubes? She freezes them to store them, and she leaves them in the freezer. I can show you real quick. We have a couple. A little bit of olive oil too, so she keeps them in little bags, just enough for a portion of whatever meal. So it's very common that she keeps it that way. She puts a little bit of olive oil. So she put olive oil in the pot, and just let it steam a little bit before she adds the water. And let it heat up. And so y entonces como mamá me dijo la cebolla, el pimiento, apio, tomate. Esta tiene tomate porque no veo lo rojo. Sí. Oh, yo sí veo lo rojo.
Sí, yo le con lo que tengo le pongo para que no se me dañen los tomatitos, y ahí le pongo todo lo que hay en.
Okay. That one, and then we have the cheese as well that we'll be adding to the cheese. It's right here. It's just mozzarella cheese. We cut it up. Y queso de... ¿Otro queso que te dijo también?
Yo le he hecho queso de chivo.
De chivo, that's goat.
Sí, chivo.
Yeah.
Eso es al último, bueno, ya después se le...
Al último se pone, okay.
Sí.
So my mother also adds cheese, the mozzarella cheese, but she also adds the goat cheese, but she does it at the end, so because it adds a flavor to it. So I'm just moving all the ingredients closer to the table so they can be, whenever they're ready, they'll be right there. So the movement's not so much. It's a simple soup, but my mom made it our whole lives. And she's saying to let it cook for like 10 minutes. And que se fría. So let it fry a little bit for 10 minutes, and then once that's done, she'll add. She already has water cooking in another pot, so that you're not adding cold water. The water will already be hot. And she said roughly it takes about an hour for everything to get done. And that's mostly the cooking time, because you want to let it simmer. Lo deja en agua baja, en agua la temperatura.
Sí, la temperatura así para que se fría, no mucho así.
Okay. Pero cuando está cocinando, lo deja.
Oh, sí, no, para que se haga se haga de como que normal se deja para que no se vaya. Ajá.
Pero no muy alta, no muy baja,
normal, sí.
en el medio.
En medio, sí, para que no,
Okay.
no se consuma tampoco el agua.
El agua. Oh yeah, so the water doesn't dry out. So she says she leaves it in mid heat. So the stove right now, right on the middle, so that the water, once she adds the water, it doesn't dry out. And I'm just gonna cover the water so it gets up a little quicker. So te voy a mover acá, mamá.
Ya.
And today's, ¿qué estamos hoy? Febrero 5. 4 estamos. Creo que estamos 5. 5 estamos. Hoy 5 estamos. So yeah, it's February 5th, and we're gonna eat the soup. It's super cold outside. Today's the temperature is gonna get as low as 5 degrees, and yeah, you want a nice warm soup when you're feeling sick. So hopefully, whoever's watching this, if you have any questions, let us know. We'll adjust whatever you need. And I don't know what my mother's doing right now. I think she's cleaning. ¿Qué está haciendo ahorita, mami?
Después le ponemos, no, ahorita no estamos haciendo nada hasta que se haga de día y le ponemos el agua. Ya mismo le ponemos el agua, a ver, vamos a.
She was cleaning. Estaba limpiando. My mother has a good.
Para no dejar un reguerete ahí.
Yeah, para no dejar reguerete. My mother has a good habit that as she's cooking, she's cleaning everything, so she doesn't wait for the dishes to pile up. She'll immediately just start cleaning the dishes. It just becomes a good habit, because when you're cleaning, it becomes easier. Se hace más fácil cuando
Sí,
no
más
está
fácil.
limpio.
Voy a poner ahora el agua.
Okay,
Ya,
so now
porque ya no quiero que se pegue.
she doesn't want the potatoes to stick, so she's gonna add the hot water.
Para algunas familias, entonces vamos a echar un poquito más de agua.
Yeah, so she added some of the boiling water already. She doesn't want the potatoes to stick, and she said there's gonna be a couple members here today, family members. So she's gonna add more water just to bulk up the flavor, because we were short a couple potatoes, but we could always add some more cheese, some more cabbage, and so right now it's still, like we're showing, it's just a potato and the seasoning, and she hasn't changed the temperature at all. The temperature's still in the middle. So she took some water. She's gonna add it.
Agua.
More water.
Ya, ahí le pongo. Ya, para que le vamos, ¿sí?
¿Lo cubrimos?
Sí, le vamos
Yeah,
a
so
poner.
now she's
Le vamos a poner salsita.
salsita. Oh, salsita le pone también.
Sal, la sal.
Oh, sal. Okay. So yo creo que salsita roja le voy a poner. So she's gonna add salt now. She's I thought she was gonna put she's putting Himalayan salt. So that's why you see it's red. And we never measure anything.
No
We just do
mucho
it.
para que no
Yeah.
quede salado. Después entonces se prueba y si le falta se pone. Es mejor que estés siempre que quede salado.
She's saying she puts a little bit of salt so that it's better that it comes out simple instead of salty, because you could always add the salt after, but here, she adds it. She gave it a taste. She cleaned the spoon because that's just her habit. She cleans after everything. She's always been a clean woman. So Yep, she added a little more salt.
Le tapamos para que haga de hervir y ya. Y ahí, sí, ahí está bien
Right there's the
el
heat.
agua.
She hasn't cooked anything. All
Está
she
bien
did
la
was
llama,
cover
sí, para que hierva, sí.
so that it can boil. Y
Entonces,
aquí lo sentamos ratito,
Sí,
como ya no
ok.
tenemos nada que hacer, ¿verdad?
Ya, sí.
Okay. So now we haven't put anything else in the soup. So you see the cabbage is still there, the corn is still here, the cheese is still here. These are things that we'll add towards the end because you don't want the cabbage getting too soggy. You don't want anything to overcook either. So that's where we're at.
Quiero una media hora para que hierva la papa.
So for 30 minutes,
Sí.
she'll let the potatoes boil.
Después le ponemos el maíz.
And then we'll put the corn. Entonces va el maíz primero.
No, el maíz sí, y después le ponemos el repollo.
Okay.
Sí.
Pero cuando tengo chance, mamita, siéntese ahí, hablamos de las
Ya.
cosas.
Sí.
No creo que va a coger 30 minutos, pero
Ajá.
le enseñamos después. We'll make a part 2 while the thing is boiling. Pero, ¿quién le enseñó a hacer esta sopa?
¿Ah?
¿Quién
En
le enseñó?
Guayaquil, mi mami.
So my grandma.
Mi mami.
No sé qué es mami, para que le vea. My mother's embarrassed. She doesn't want us to see her. She says she's not ready for the camera. Que no está lista para la cámara. Pero ready or not, here we are. So yeah, entonces mi abuelita le enseñó a hacerlo. My grandma, her mother,
Sí, en Guayaquil.
in Ecuador. Pero no ponen maíz, ¿ah?
A lo mejor yo así es después sí, o son pedazos de maíz que se ponen en sí, que se usan los pedazos de maíz, que vienen así enteros, el choclo le llamamos nosotros, sí, pero aquí la familia le gusta así, como a veces están caros los choclos, a veces están caros el maíz así entero, entonces queda bueno así, con las latitas de maíz, sí, le juego bien nomás. Se le lava con agua caliente y queda bien, sí.
Yeah, so
es bueno que lavarle.
Yeah. So she usually the recipe calls for corn on the cob and you cut them into small pieces, but the family here we like the corn like that. So in the can. So what she does is she just cleans it thoroughly, and then adds it to the soup. And my grandma is the person that showed her how to make this. No, her mother, my grandmother, showed her how to make the soup in Guayaquil, Ecuador, and she's been making it since I was a kid. So it's always been one of the main soups that we eat in this household. So, ¿siempre se ha hecho queso de mozzarella o se usa diferentes quesos?
Es diferente ya, sí. Hay quesos bien buenos también en Guayaquil.
Pero no de mozzarella, se llama otra cosa.
Sí, unos quesos que venden, sí, unos que son cuadrados, no sé mozzarella. Puede que haya, tú sabes, pero no.
Pero son de Ecuador.
Mozzarella, sí,
Yeah.
de mozzarella de
We use the mozzarella cheese because in Ecuador they have different cheeses. They're square. They come vienen en bolsa.
En bolsa, sí,
cubierto. They come.
Son muy buenos también.
It's a delicious cheese, but we don't have access to it over here. We live in the U.S. in Rhode Island, so they in Ecuador you have easy access to it, and yeah, so she's been making. ¿Desde cuántos años te tenía cuando primero hizo la sopa? ¿Se recuerda?
10 años. Yo ya de niña he cocinado.
Yeah, so since 10 years old, she's over 70 now, and so over 60 years she's been making the soup, and it's been a staple. Esta sopa desde niño recuerdo comiendo esto, and I'm almost 42, so she's been making it for years. Very very common soup. The kids eat it. Her grandchildren eat it. Los nietos comen. ¿Qué más? My grandma taught when she was 10. Usted tiene, usted tiene una, ¿cómo se dice? Esta sopa, ¿cuándo se come? ¿Se come normalmente cuando sea o en un día especial?
No,
algo así?
cuando uno desee de comer, sí, no hay día especial.
Yeah, so it's a everyday soup. It's not something that you would eat on a
y
special
es fácil
day.
y es barato para el quesito, ¿sabes?
Yes.
A muchos les gusta el queso y es fácil sabe, barato también y es delicioso.
Yeah, y eso es lo importante también
Sí.
porque cuando no hay dinero
Sí.
se puede hacer esa sopa. Yeah, so she's saying it's a delicious soup that's inexpensive. So you can make, it's just mozzarella cheese is like the biggest. ¿Qué es lo más costoso de esta sopa? Te dice el queso.
No.
El queso, la papa, yes, it's potato, cabbage, corn, and cheese, and
Yeah.
I mean the peppers, onions, tomatoes. So and you make a lot of sofrito. You don't make a little bit of it. So like I was showing you the bag, you separate them, and you can make multiple meals with it. So you could put it on the side. So entonces ahí voy a parar el video por ahora y después cuando venimos para atrás le ponemos los restos. Y esto se cocina ¿cuántos minutos? El queso,
No, eso al último.
Eso al último. El choclo también como 5 minutos, algo
Cuando
así.
ya esté la papa un poco, ya mismo le ponemos. Ya cuando esté la papa, tú sabes, un poquito que esté la...
No
la
completamente
papa,
suave.
No completamente,
No,
porque
yeah.
después, sí.
Después se disuelve.
Sí.
Yeah,
Ahí
so,
le chequeamos ya, cuando en 20 minutos, ahí en 20 le chequeamos, sí.
okay. So I'll make a part 2. Right now we're just waiting for the potatoes to get slightly soft, not too soft, because then they come apart when you're adding the cabbage, the corn, and the cheese. So you don't want that to happen. So when you add the other ingredients is very important. So she said about 30 minutes. Well, a couple minutes have passed already. It looks like maybe 6, 7, 8 minutes have passed. So we'll come back and I'll make a part 2 of the soup, and we could it won't the second video won't be as long. But this is Maikito and Vilmita. Check it out. Hasta luego.